Hello guys, so the New Kids on the Block album journey continues and I have arrived at Step by Step. I'm excited as always, so I'm gonna get right into it. If you'd like to see the full-length version of this video, you can do so on my Patreon, which is linked in the description. Alright, Step by Step.
Step by step. Ooh,
Which I have of course reacted to.
to you, girl. Step by step. In your eyes, I see a picture of me all the time. Step. And girl, when you smile, you got to know that you drive me wild. Oh,
Their harmonies matching the chords is so satisfying.
hey girl, can't you see? I've got to have you all just for me. Step one.
We can have lots of fun.
Step two. There's so much we can do. Step three. It's just you and me. Step four. I can give you more. Step five. Don't you know that the time is
You know, that was my first time listening to the studio version of Step by Step on its own, and I must say, it gives me the feeling of a slightly more mature version of The Right Stuff. Not sonically, but in terms of its aura. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's just what I got from it on that listen. And what a fun and upbeat statement to start the album with. Looks like next up is Tonight, which I still believe is one of their most underrated songs. In terms of its composition, it's just genius, in my opinion.
Didn't we go? Well, I guess it's a brand new day after all. Every time we hear the curtain call.
I will never get over that tempo switch. I just want to know the backstory behind this song and how it was created. Who came up with this idea? I must know. That song never fails to put a smile on my face. And again, I just appreciate it so much from a musical standpoint because it's so freaking creative, especially coming from a boy band. I love the artistic liberties they took with that one. It really worked, in my opinion. And next up, the iconic Baby I Believe in You. Now, I've of course seen the iconic performance from Jordan, but I've never listened to the studio version, so here we go. Oh gosh, this is instantly taking me back to that live performance. I do not need to be distracted right now, but it is what it is.
Every time we kiss, it always feels like this. I believe in you. Baby, I believe in us. And every little inch of our trust. I believe in you. Maybe I might sound crazy for the way I feel about you, but baby, you're just so amazing, and I'm so in love, girl.
iconic. Just an iconic Jordan moment. That's my main takeaway from that track. But also, in terms of instrumentation, it's easily my favorite so far. The production on that song still sounds great today, in my opinion. And next up, we have Call It What You Want, which I have also reacted to. Once again, they've put all their hits at the front of the album.
Call it what you want, baby. Girl, I call it love.
I never noticed how industrial this song is. Especially with those drums.
I'll still call it love. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel your love, girl. It's so groovy just to be with you.
A few tracks in, something else I'm noticing is that the production on these songs is a bit more sparse compared to the previous albums, and I would imagine that was intentional. But who knows? Perhaps they were dialing it back a little to give a more mature sound? Call it what you want. Very fun song. Very chill. In all honesty, in terms of their hits, it's not one of my favorites, but when it comes on, I will absolutely move and groove to it. Okay, let's try it again. This is the first track on this album I have not heard.
And I've heard of true loves that needed each other more and more each day.
Is that Jonathan singing?
When there's no one, all because I love you. I've heard of two loves that stayed with each other, didn't wander through the night. And I've heard of two loves that prayed for each other. You gotta try it again. When your fire has red.
That was a gorgeous ballad, and could very well end up being one of my new favorite New Kids deep cuts. I really hope I'm right about that being Jonathan singing the beginning of each verse, but with my luck, you guys are definitely going to tell me that was Danny. Next up, Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday to you. This is your day.
It's definitely not my birthday.
This day for you. We're gonna love you in every way.
But I welcome being loved.
Your day. With each and everything you do. Hey, hey, hey. Happy birthday to you.
That was a nice little build-up.
This day is only for you. 'Cause you're so special in every way.
In all honesty, that ending was my favorite part of the song. They hit it out of the park with that final harmony. How barbershop quartet of them. But I feel like they made that song to perhaps sing to fans who have birthdays during their shows. I could be wrong about that, but that's my guess. I thought the song was fine, but it's not something I'd go back to necessarily. Next up, games, which I have heard. Again, just a bit jarring now hearing this song because I'm used to the sped up remix.
This is a mission that's really righteous. We gotta fight this, so now I think I might just take a stand, man, like never before, and I'm sure that we'll endure. So now it's time to even the score. I hear you knocking me, but you ain't shocking me, cause jealousy is telling me that you're shocking me.
I think I enjoy that song even more on that second listen. Well, second studio version listen. You know, I've obviously heard the remix performed live several times at this point. Also, it's kind of funny to me how that song sounds simultaneously aggressive and funky. Not sure how they pulled that off, but I just love the energy of it. All right, time is on our side.
Girl, there's more to love than meets the eye. Time is on our side, girl. Let's show the
Those background vocals are fun.
love is the answer, and time is our closest friend. One thing's for sure. With time, our love will endure. Time is on our side, girl. You're my one true love, girl. Time is on our side,
We finally got a key change.
true love, girl. We've come too far to ever be just friends.
I mean, a new kid's key change is always going to put a smile on my face.
Girl, let's show the whole world love is the answer, and time is our closest friend.
That song got progressively better for me. I was won over by the end. My main issue with it was that I found the vocals to be a little rough overall, but the vocals weren't distracting enough to take me out of the song, and I really enjoyed the chorus, especially with those background vocals. And obviously the key change. I mean, come on. Okay, next up, where do I go from here?
Where do I go from here? Do I tell you I still love you? My problems are few when I'm with you. What should I do? I don't know. Where do I go? Picture me.
I must say, asking rhetorical questions always makes for great song lyrics. It's hard to fail with that.
Picture you. Where do I go from here?
I actually enjoyed that song. I just wish the production would have kicked up a notch towards the end. Feel free to disagree, but I feel like musically there should have been an explosion because the song was already heavily relying on the instrumentation. Since the vocal lines were quite similar, they should have really taken it there with the instrumentation because Joey deserves better. But still found it to be a very enjoyable song. Next up, Stay With Me Baby. Okay. We are definitely not in ballad land anymore.
But it's a long way from Boston, man. Oh, yeah. We're moving now, man.
I'm actually loving these background vocals.
Nobody can tell me my baby's not real. You don't know just how she is.
Super tight harmonies.
Me whole life long.
I get so disappointed every time they do an everybody sing
You with me, baby.
because there's no crowd to respond.
You know wrong.
Oh well.
Everybody, listen to the whole play. I am. Stay with me, baby. I can't do you no wrong.
I am quite torn with that song because I pretty much loved everything about it, except for one thing. However, that one thing is a major part of the song, and that was Donnie doing the accent. It just took me out of the song a bit, and the song for me would have been better tenfold if he had just done it in his regular voice. I can still appreciate everything else about the track because, again, I loved everything else about it. All right, next up, Funny Feeling.
All I asked was for your hand. Love was in demand. How was I to understand that you don't even care? We assured each other at the start, forever in our hearts. You and I would never part. Don't love me, funny feeling that you don't even care.
That's easily another favorite of mine from this album. I loved it melodically, especially those verses with the walk down. In terms of New Kids ballads, that one felt a bit more unpredictable, but it worked, and I love that I didn't see that coming. Lastly, we have Never Gonna Fall in Love Again. A bit dramatic, but okay.
You said you never ever try to break my heart. You told a lie. You tore my love apart. You said you always wanted someone just like me. Never gonna fall in love again. Never gonna fall in love again. Never gonna fall in love. Never gonna fall in love again. Never gonna fall in love again. I didn't believe it, had to see it with my eyes. When I saw you and him, you passed me by. He's not your friend, he's the other guy. Whether it's wrong or
Uh-oh.
it's right, take me through the night. I'm never gonna fall, cause I fell. Loving you for me was like hell. How could you play me like a champ, a tramp, a cramp? Girl, you did me worse than a food stamp. You told me I could trust you if I didn't, I would crush you.
With Never Gonna Fall in Love Again, I wasn't sure where it was going in the beginning, but I grew to appreciate it once I figured out that they were going for a more hip-hop approach. It wasn't one of my favorites on my initial listen, but I can appreciate it as a solid closer, especially after Funny Feeling. Overall, I did find this album to be a more mature take on some of their earliest songs, which makes total sense, but I know after this album there are some major changes coming in terms of their sound, and I could not be more excited to see where they went from here. So my favorites on this album are Step by Step, Tonight, Baby I Believe in You, Call It What You Want, Let's Try It Again, Games, Time Is On Our Side, Where Do I Go From Here, and Funny Feeling. And my current top 3 would be Tonight, Baby I Believe in You, and Let's Try It Again. Guys, let me know your thoughts on this album and if you have any memories to share. And also, what are your top 3? And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!